Happy and prosperous New Year 2021. I wish to extend this New Year message of hope and prosperity to all the nations of the world. Before I begin, permit me thank the Almighty for taking us across the just ended difficult year 2020. The just ended year 2020 will go down in the annals of history as the year that shook the foundations of the world, crowned with wars, natural and man-made disasters such as the coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic that almost swept the population of the developed world countries. For those of us who have survived the storm of the 2020, whether from the pandemic of the coronavirus, the COVID-19, or wars from the war-torn countries of the world, have to be thankful to God the Almighty. We should all pray for peace to return in our various countries, that the Almighty God should touch the hearts of the world leaders who are indifferent to the sufferings of their people, especially Cameroon. For close to 5 years, businesses are at a standstill or closed down due to the crisis affecting the English regions of Cameroon, where our headquarters and production centers are located. Last year, 2020, after the outbreak of the coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic that devastated the world, the Cameroonian head of state, President Paul Biya, asked all stakeholders, including traditional medicine practitioners, to put hands on deck to fight against the pandemic of this coronavirus, the COVID-19. This was the first time ever since 20 years after the WHO, World Health Organization, asked African governments to recognize, valorize, and put traditional medicine into the health system in Cameroon. In reaction to the call of the head of state, the Cameroonian members of parliament organized a forum to meet and exchange with traditional medicine practitioners in Yaoundé on how to ameliorate the practice of traditional medicine in Cameroon. This also witnessed the full participation of the Ministry of Public Health that have been adamant to the activities of traditional medicine in the country during the celebration of the 2020 edition of the African Traditional Medicine Day in Yaoundé. The year 2020, though a very difficult year, brought us a glimmer of hope as far as traditional medicine is concerned. All stakeholders, including ministries such as the Ministry of Scientific Research and Culture, were all directed to traditional medicine activities during the 2020 African Traditional Medicine Day. The draft law to regulate the sector of traditional medicine was re-examined. In the law, some points that could hinder the development of traditional medicine, like the limitation of the number of health centers by a practitioner that was in the draft law, was removed. Also in the draft law was found the prohibition of publicity on medicine and health facilities. Light was also thrown to the fact that sensitization, information, and education should not be mistaken for publicity. The law, if promulgated, will give way for a governing council to be put in place. The Executive Bureau will be voted in office for a mandate of 3 years, renewable once. Our plan of action, as usual, to sensitize, inform, educate the population through the organization of campaigns, was interrupted by the outbreak of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. The campaign with earmark that was to take us to the countries of the Central and West African sub-region could not hold due to lockdowns against the coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic. In this year 2021, We will continue with our health sensitization, informative and educative campaigns throughout Cameroon and the countries of the Central and West African sub-region like Congo-Brazzaville, Gabon, Republic of Benin, Togo, Ivory Coast, and Senegal. We will unveil the program as Situation Unfolds. Once more, in conclusion of this New Year message of hope and prosperity, I wish to extend to all my employees, colleagues, and especially my media collaborators a happy and prosperous New Year 2021. Long live all the nations of the world. Long live traditional medicine. Long live the health structure, Dr. Dewa and Bros Modern Traditional Clinic International. Thank you.